Good morning, land sharks and general men. It's that time of year. Families are gathering, the days are getting brisk, and the barking spiders are growing in strength, at least according to my much better half. So today I'm going to start working on a project. I talked to my brother-in-law, and my other nephew Jacob is already trained up on knife safety. He has a couple of knives. So I want to make him a kiradashi as well. And while I was talking to some people on a live stream, JT recommended Raindrop pattern, which I'll be honest, that was already on my list of things to try. So no better time than now. The other thing I want to work on is, if you remember earlier, a couple of videos ago maybe, I discussed that I hadn't gotten into neck knives. They just weren't my thing yet. And then I said, I'll probably find one that I really like and then really get into it. And I found one that I really like. My brother-in-law, Josh, pulled out a box of stuff while I was at his place for the holidays. And he pulled a series of these out with different grinds. And this is the CRKT Minimalist Bowie. And I absolutely love this design, especially how comfortable the finger wells on this handle are. So, I have decided, with the borrowing of this knife, that I want to try to replicate it. So, I have gone to my printer scanner and made these copies of this thing, which I'm going to cut out and adhere to some Raindrop Damascus if this gets made successfully. So I need to have enough for a kiradashi, and I need to have enough for that little project. And if that little project goes as well as I think it might, then I may be looking into more similar projects, trying to get some blades made, cribbed off of designs like that, while I learn enough to start getting my own designs brought to life properly. Because right now, what's in my head does not come out in the steel. What comes out in the steel is whatever just happens to have happened at that time. So without further ado, I am going to pull some steel, and my first step is to get some of the lawnmower blade I've been using because it oil quenches quite well. Get that cut into, I'm going to say 1.5 inch by 4 inch strips, and then do the same for my 15 and 20. I won't make you sit through that because it's kind of boring, but I will come back when it's time to apply fire to steel. Sound like a good deal? That sounds like a good deal. Alright, I have got 7 layers of lawnmower blade and 7 layers of 15 and 20. I've got to do some finishing touch-ups on these to get the surfaces clean. These have got some surface oxidation. This has got a few little spots the flappy wheel didn't get, so I'm going to start working on that now. And ear protection. This is one of those times where preparation is key. The better you do your setup and preparation, the better your results are going to be. I'll be back when this is done. Okay then. I've got everything cleaned up. I've got 2 stacks of steel that I am fixing to stack in alternating layers and make sure I get them in the right order. So we got mower blade, 15 and 20, 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 mower blade, 15 and 20. It's not even hot and I'm drop forging it. Mower blade and 15 and 20. So what I have here is a nice stack that's going to make a really beefy billet. And my next step, make sure I've got everything as lined up as it can be. And get it in the vise. Really wrench it down on it. And this is about ready to weld. So I'm going to make a few small adjustments and get prepped and come back when it's time to put fire to it. Okay, I stopped and I cleaned up the top of this because everything was at such a drastically different length to make it easier to put weld in here, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of not having to listen to the cure. So it's ready to weld. Fire in the orifice. And contact. Okay, I got a bunch more of that to go, and then I got to weld a stick on it, and it'll be ready to go in the forge and have fire applied to it directly. I'll be back. Okay, and something that I talked about with safety earlier, what I'm fixing to do now is go and get all the extension cords up from running grinders in the welder, and I'll make sure I got an easy and a smooth way to get this in and out of the forge, and that the brick goes where I want it when I move it with the brick tongs. So once I have all that ready to go, then I'll start the forge. Alright, as an add-on to the topic of safety, when I did my dry run, I found out I had nowhere to put this second fire brick. So I stopped and took a piece of truck leaf spring and welded it onto here, so I have somewhere to move this back and forth and make room to set my piece down in there safely and easily. Things like that you always need to check for when you're about to do something in your shop. Alright, we got a dull red glow, so it's time to flux this thing. Now to wait for it to get hot enough to forge weld. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're ready for the first welding heat. I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, that felt like a good heat. I'm going to do a few more of those and draw the billet out, and I'll come back when it's time to cut and stack. The rest of this is just more of the same. Alright, situation report. I've drawn it down fairly thin. It's stretched out to 8 inches from 5 right now. I still have a long way to go before I cut it and stack it. But I have been working my way down in weight as my arm is starting to hurt more and more, and I'm down to the B&B Forge diagonal peen hammer. And I'm using the peen on that to draw material out more aggressively. It's helping out a lot. But man, I'm tired. There's way too much to try to tackle without having a lot of recent time in this shop to make sure my arm's in good shape. A little bit longer than what I stuck in the forge the last time you saw this, and a lot thinner, but I still got to get it down to maybe 2/3 or half this thickness, so when I cut it and stack it, I don't have that same nightmare drawing it back out again. I'll be back later. And we are now at the point where we have this bar drawn out to 9 inches from 5. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick and a hair under 2 inches wide. So now it's time to grind everything clean and get it ready to cut up and stack and re-weld. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll get this set up where you can watch the first few boring minutes of it. Be right back. Yeah, I'm just grinding this face clean, and I got to get these sides ground back a good bit to get rid of the overhang from the old layers. That's going to take me a good while, so I'll be back when it's time to weld the new stack together. Alright, situation report. I had that mofo of a D-lam, and that one right there, I don't know how deep it goes, but I only lost a little less than 1/3 of the billet. So that's going to get cut and restacked, and I'll draw that out, and I'll see whether or not I feel like doing another cut and stack. It may just end up being a 28 layer billet with a, I don't know if I'll try a raindrop. I may try to raindrop it just to make it look like a random pattern. I don't know, but that's going to be the end of this video today because I am exhausted and everything hurts because I just spent hours grinding on that, trying to get past the inclusions before I finally just said screw it and cut it off because I couldn't figure out why they weren't going away. So I'm still in a good mood, but that is the end of my day down here, or at least that's the end of my time here without a long break. One of the two. So with that, praise the forge and pass the borax. I'll be picking this back up later, maybe the 26th, because tomorrow's Christmas. I don't know. But if I don't see you again, Have a Merry Christmas, have a safe and happy holiday, stay safe in your shops, and I will catch you later. And I did wear my Christmas shirt.